lower intake manifold, or the lower half of the intake manifold plenum, which is going to be this lower portion under the upper intake manifold, and it's going to be right up in there. So right there, you get you a 10 and a 12. It's either one of those, short socket, swivel head, and an extension. So I'm going to take out the air box assembly and the snorkel all the way to the throttle body. Just take that out the way. You could do this with 1/4 inch and 3/8 inch drive extension and all those parts. Me, I just had a half, so that's what I used. All right, that's a lot more room. So now, as you can see, right, way past that green connector is a red connector, and you can see the knock sensor main bolt right there with the little red connector there. I guess my pitch was trash because I had to disconnect that freaking green harness and come down even lower on a steeper angle and then hold this and crack it loose. No leverage pipe for me, and now it's actually loose. Yeah. All right, it is a 12, okay, and I have to hold the extension up here because I have the swivel on there. I got a reducer to a 3/8 and a swivel, and then on the bottom of the swivel I have a shallow 12. So I have to hold the extension up so that way all of that can sit down straight on top of it and put tension on it to unloosen. And it's loose. Yeah. Had to hold this thing up there and try to press down onto the bolt so it stopped rounding off. So there we go. Knock sensor is finally undone. A magnet. I'm gonna use a magnet and get that bolt out first. The bolt. Come here, come to daddy. I mean, yeah, I could pull it by the harness. It's cracking up like crazy. Okay, it's only one wire. Stop right there, stop. Don't even mess with the red part. There's a spring-loaded clip that goes around it that you gotta get off with a flathead. Once you get the clip off, it takes off tension and you pull out the sensor. See that silver spring right there? Take it off. Alright, so I shouldn't have pressed on this brown connector. It's just a little sub holder. And actually his black surround is actually holding the sensor. So even when I tried to pry it, it's cracking. So I'm trying to use a flathead and just push these two ends and just lift it up out of there and pull this out. And there, I got it pushed up enough. I just take this off. Set it down. Now I can work with just pulling this thing out. Came out 1, 2, 3. So after you take the clip off, you just hold the black surround and pull out the sensor and put the new one in. They do sell a replacement harness as well in case you need one. Also, people relocate the knock sensor because it's hard to position it back in there and tighten it down. I guess it's looking for a ground. Okay, I got my new one seated, like so. Dot on the bottom, dot on the top. Let's put it back in. And of course, put my spring back in there. And I guess that's what actually holds it, not the connector or clips and stuff. They all crack up, they're gone. you're gonna do some work with the magnet or a long flathead screwdriver trying to set this thing back in there, the right side up. Okay, and once you get it close, then you can use the magnet and try to get your bolt in there. Now, a lot of people, what they do is they take the knock sensor and they put it right out here because it's just looking for, I guess, a ground signal or some kind of signal. And they just bolt it right out here and just be done with it. And the code goes away. If the sensor working, you should have no code for it, but I'm putting it back just because I'm that guy. So now it's time to fish the magnet with the bolt and try to put it back in there and pull the magnet off. So what I had to wind up doing is using the magnet and the screwdriver at the same time to seat this thing threads into the hole, and then press on the sensor with the flathead so that way you can pull your magnet off and make sure that the bolt is still where it should be, and then go back with your extension and everything, and by hand turn slowly. Turn the extension by hand to see if it'll stay or catch. And yeah. This took a lot of finagling, a lot of repositioning. Even though the threads go all the way through that bolt, it was only like maybe like 4 or 5 turns. And then with this, I still had to take it off of the ratchet and try to start it by hand, and then wiggle this around, touching the top of this, because it gets hung up, and you give it a little vibration, then it starts to turn, a little vibration, it starts to turn, and then it's tight. It's back where it belongs. One of the most invaluable items, a cheap scanner, OBD2 scanner. You can get them online for various price to check your IM readiness, see if you can pass inspection or check codes, help a friend out or someone else that's not savvy about car stuff. Also, you got your forums, Nico Club, forums, nicoclub.com, 4DSC, maxima.org. You also have Nissan Forum General and then Nissan Club. And also you can search via Facebook groups.